myself, my name is Sean McMahon, and I was the head coach of this wonderful high school. Just wanted again to thank everyone for being out here, whether it's players, parents, spectators, and also wanted to introduce some quick guests of honor. All right, so to start off, we have Don and Ruth Ward, the parents of our coach Adam Ward. Give a round of applause for the Wards, please. Next up, we have Dave and Betsy Williams, parents of Nate Williams. Give a round of applause for the Williams. We then have Miss Faith, Teddy, and Harry, wife and sons of Nate Williams, who are honored today. Just real quick again, I want to thank everybody and just kind of remind everyone why we're here. It is to get back together and play this game and honor two people that made our program what it is today. We would not be here, and our program would not be what it is without these two individuals. So we definitely need to remember them, give thanks, and honor them in our game today. All right. With that, I'd like to introduce Chris Hintosh, who was my first coach when he coached me with Adam Ward.
Good morning, everybody. Happy to be here. I'm actually here on. I was going to miss this event, but actually it was an honor and privilege to be invited by Dr. Williams, who could not make it to speak on his behalf, because I will actually be returning home on July 1st. I will be newly relined. I've spent the past 7 years in the battlefield, and it's time to be home. So I appreciate him asking me to speak on his behalf today. Basically, we want to thank everyone for being here on this very special occasion. Mr. McMahon already introduced our special guest of honor, so I'm going to welcome you and invite you. And most importantly, I just want to say a few words about Adam Ward. Before being gone the past 7 years, I was here for 9 years. And I was a colleague, a teacher with Adam, a coach with Adam, and actually for about 2 years, I was his next door neighbor. So I got to know Adam very, very long time. I'm starting to get, jittery thinking about him. So I miss him. But more importantly, the program misses him. But everything he's always done is forever lasting because of the foundations, the relationships, and everything he's built. He worked year-round and off-season workouts, all in the summer, clinics, fall ball, and he, more importantly, trying to develop better lacrosse players. He was trying to develop better men. I think he accomplished both. So, in his honor today, I'm here, and I just want to say thank you guys for being here, and we'll miss and love you, Adam. Now, I'm going to introduce Charlie Shue.
I'm Charlie Shire, for those who don't know me. I played here for 4 years, so I got to know Ward pretty well. Ward was a good man. You got it. I remember Tony Ward coaching, and he was supposed to take over, and then he got another job, and I moved up to coach college, and Ward took over. And I just remember, kind of the uncertainty of what the program is going to be after that. But really seeing his heart for the young men, and pointing out the leaders and seeing who the leaders truly were, he was really guiding us to be better men. And he might not have always expressed it with his words. Some of us might know. But he really did seek to see the best in every single one of us. And if there's anything we should remember about Ward, it's that. I'm going to say a quick prayer, and so I just ask that everybody bow their heads real fast. Dear God, we come before you today by the Lord Jesus and the mercies of God, not in mourning, but rather in celebration. God, I pray that you help us to remember Coach Ward in the way that you created him to be, as a positive influence for younger generations. Let Ward be an example to us and remind us to let our light so shine before men, that others may see our good works and bring you glory. And as we each go forth our own paths in this life, help us to remember that the person who trusts in the Lord is confident, indeed is in the Lord's blessed. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Now I'm going to introduce Rory. All right, Rory.
Thank you, guys. I think I should preface this with this is incredibly long. Julie asked me to say a few words about Nate and just do a few words, so I had to write something. So I just really appreciate you hanging in there with me as I read this speech. Good morning, my name is Rory Millette. I'm a proud graduate of the class of 2004, former player and assistant coach of our lacrosse program. I've been asked to speak with you for a few minutes about my best friend, Nathan Williams. But before I tell you a little bit about Nate and the enormous impact he had on my life, I need to take a few minutes to thank several people who are here today. I want to start by thanking Julie and Pat Hogan for their incredible efforts to organize this event. Julie in particular has spent countless hours setting up this alumni charity game. She has reached out to so many people, to include former and current players, coaches, parents, our local media, and a whole host of others. She has made sure that this event is much more than a pickup game for us. She has helped transform it into a memorial event for both Adam and Nate, who lost hard-fought battles to cancer in 2020. Julie has gone above and beyond leading up to today, and I'm eternally grateful to her and Pat, and I'm honored to know them and now call them my friends. I want to also thank Don and Ruth Ward for being here today. I want to personally express my deepest condolences to you both for the loss of Adam. Although I was asked today to speak about Nate, I too knew Adam. Not necessarily as well as some others here today, but I was lucky enough to coach alongside him during the 2010-11 season, which culminated with the district title. And yes, I still have the shirt and I'm wearing it right now. During that season, I grew very fond of Adam, and I always appreciated his incredible sense of humor and wit. And I was really in awe of his strong relationships with our student athletes. Kids simply gravitated to him. And I found myself wanting to model my own interactions with students both in the classroom and on the field after his example. I am so thankful that we are honoring both Adam and Nate today. They led parallel lives in terms of how good they were to others. Adam, you were missed for sure, and I am so happy that we have a living monument on these grounds to represent you in your life. I want to thank Chris Hintosh and Charlie Shire for being here today and for your words about Adam and the program and for your prayers. I was lucky enough to be coached by Chris and to coach at his side as well, and I just want to extend my gratitude to Chris for being a part of this event. I also want to thank Sean McMahon and Coach O for their leadership within the lacrosse program as coaches, especially during moments where others transitioned from the program and they also dealt with the challenges of this pandemic. They have helped to preserve this program and its core values and goals. Sean and Coach O were also instrumental in the organization of today's event. I am also personally grateful to Sean and to former head coach Tony Lepore. Tony is on a recruiting trip and wishes he could be here. But Sean and Tony were instrumental in officially retiring Nate's jersey this past year. This gesture meant the world to me and to Nate's family and friends. Sean, I wish you the best of luck next year. I know you will do great things for everyone that you work with next year. Finally, I want to thank Nate's family who are in attendance today. I want to thank Nate's parents, Dave and Betsy Williams, two lifelong educators who raised a phenomenal son and have been so good to me for many years. I want to also recognize Nate's wife, Faith, and their two twin boys, Harry and Teddy, for being here today. Thank you, Faith, for working so hard to preserve Nate's memory, ensuring that his legacy lives on. I know Nate is looking down on you all and is with you always. I love you all and will keep the promise I made after Nate's passing. And now, I'd like to tell you a few things about Nathan, or as others knew him, Nasty Nate. And I was lucky enough to call Nate my best friend for 20 years. It is simultaneously very difficult and very easy for me to talk about Nate. In all honesty, I could probably stand here with you and talk all day about him. I just have so many incredible memories and funny stories from our friendship I could go on and on about. So in that sense, it's very easy for me to talk about him. But it's also incredibly painful at the same time because I'm still very much grappling with his loss. I've never lost anyone as close to me at any stage of my life, and I did not realize how hard it would be not having him in my life as he once was. Truth be told, ever since Nate's passing on April 5th, 2020, he has crossed my mind every day, and that is a sentiment that is shared by all the members of our friend group. And that's why this makes it so tough. But it's also such a great honor to be with you here today and have this opportunity to tell you about Nate. In fact, it feels like my duty to tell you about him, to make sure he's never forgotten. And so here are just some of the highlights. Nate is the reason I stuck with lacrosse in the first place. I almost didn't try out for lacrosse during my freshman year. I was actually set to try out for the track and field team. But thanks to my good friends Mark Allen and Walt Williams, I decided to go out for it, despite the fact that it was the first time I'd ever seen lacrosse, let alone picked up a stick, and my lack of experience showed. Very few people know this, but Nate and I were not friends at first during our freshman year. For whatever reason, we just didn't seem to get along initially. But when we were first out there at tryouts and practices, I knew two things right away. I was really bad at lacrosse. Nate was really, really good. But after a few weeks, lacrosse started to bond us together as sports so often do. By the end of that first season, Nate and I became inseparable. I was still really bad at lacrosse. Ever since that first year in the program, Nate and I were best friends, and that friendship would evolve through the remainder of high school, throughout college, and into adulthood and all the transitions that came along the way, including going down our professional path, finding our wonderful spouses, and starting our own family. I now realize that's such a rare thing. Not everyone can say that they stayed as close as Nate and I did for 2 decades, and I'm so proud of that strong bond we held intact. I have so many wonderful memories of Nate on the lacrosse field. He was an incredibly gifted player. He wasn't always the fastest guy, he wasn't the biggest guy or the most athletic guy either, but he was like a field general out there. I would equate him with being like a coach on the field. He ran the defense with such poise and leadership, so it made sense that he would be our team's co-captain alongside Walt Williams for our senior year in 2004. Nate was just a natural leader for our entire team. He was also a terrific defender. He had unbelievably quick hands that helped him scoop ground balls and fire off precise passes, and he could start a fast break in the blink of an eye. He was also highly skilled at checking sticks. I remember him completely stripping me of my stick, and I don't know how many practices. Nate was also just so intelligent out there. He was a tactician, and he always knew the X's and O's and where everyone should be positioned. And please know this isn't just my perspective on Nate as a player. Nate was recognized as an all-district and all-regional athlete every season he played, and he led our team to a district championship in 2002. I would be remiss in my duties this morning if I didn't take a second to tell you that Nate was also an amazing student. He valued education throughout his whole life and set himself up for professional and personal success as a result of his commitment to academics. Nate was also the kind of teammate that made you better just by being around him. Perhaps more importantly, he made you want to get better. My game improved because I played with Nate. He invested time and energy into helping me get better, and he was always positive and supportive of me on the field. He was that way with every member of our team. People just looked up to Nate and looked to him in those decisive moments. It's probably no surprise to you to learn that Nate's characteristics as a lacrosse player transcended the field and defined other areas of his life. He had so much depth and character as a person. He was loyal, incredibly generous, hardworking, compassionate, honest, genuine, driven, a natural leader, and quite easily the funniest person I've ever met in my entire life. Nate's sense of humor was legendary. I'm already thinking of one of the funniest things he ever did when we were in high school, but it's definitely not appropriate to share in this setting. He had this incredible laugh that I can still see in my mind, and his dad has that same laugh, I've come to realize. I took personal pride in making Nate laugh so hard he would start a coughing fit. I made it my goal to try to make him laugh like that whenever possible. And while I will obviously remember our time on the field together, what I will remember and cherish the most about Nate was our close friendship over the years. Nate was always there for me through every tough time or good moment at every single stage of my life. He was just a constant. Even when we went off to different colleges, Nate was always there for me. And that continued up to his passing. He went out of his way to have me visit him all the time when he was at Virginia Tech, and my circle of friends expanded because Nate made me a part of this larger group. People just loved to be around him, and so I gained more great people in my life because of Nate. Nate was also there for me to celebrate great moments in my life. He always celebrated my professional goals and successes, including when I became a teacher, a coach, and eventually an administrator. He offered me support and encouragement in everything I've ever done in my life. I can only hope that I did the same for him. And in terms of my family, Nate welcomed my wife and children into his own life with open arms. My kids know him as Uncle Nate, and they will always know him that way. One of my favorite things about Nate is that we never lost touch, which happens so much in life. it's just how things tend to go as you get older. Some of the veteran guys here today, for example, Travis Brooks, the class of 92, Kyle Stein, class of 97, Jonathan Flores, the class of 2001, Walt Williams and myself, 2004. We can probably all confirm to you that losing touch just sometimes happens as you get older. But Nate didn't allow us to lose contact or lose touch, and I am so thankful for that about him. Nate continues to impact me and my life in so many ways. Ever since his passing, I've taken a hard look at myself and realized that there are things I can do even better. I can be more positive and more considerate of others, just like Nate always was. I can be more generous in giving of my time and energy, and I hope to show I care for others, because that was such a cornerstone of who Nate was. He genuinely cared for everyone around him. Finally, I try to live my life the right way and do the right thing every day, because anything less would be an insult to Nate and the life he led up until the very end. From the perspective of a father, a husband, and an educator, Nate inspires me to be the best version of myself each and every day. I can give you an example of his impact on me still, because it just happened this week. While we have such a great turnout here today, I wish we could have had even more representation from the old guard, so to speak. When I thought about this past week, I realized there were guys I hadn't talked to in years.
I'm getting close, I swear.
Initially, I talked myself out of reaching out to former friends and teammates. I honestly don't know why, but I bet many of our players here today have felt the same way about their own team's graduating class. But pretty quickly, Nate came to my mind, and I found myself asking, what would Nate have done if our positions were reversed? Would Nate have made excuses about why he couldn't or wouldn't contact somebody? Would he have rationalized it as, well, I haven't heard from them either, so why should I be the one to take that first step? That wouldn't have happened because it wasn't Nate. Nate would have simply reached out like the great friend and person he always was. So he pushed me internally to contact some friends I've lost contact with. I made it a point to reach out to guys like Walt Williams, Mark Allen, Nick and Ryan Borelli, Cy Schultz, Jeff Jakob, Ryan Rusnak, Jason Schick, and Coach Laporte. And I'm proud I did that. But I know I wouldn't have done it if it weren't for Nate guiding me like he does most days. So I'm grateful to Nate for that. At this point, if you were searching for a message in what I've talked about so far this morning, perhaps it is simply this. It takes an effort to be a good friend to someone. Showing someone you care about them is always a meaningful gesture. Making the effort to reach out and being the one to take the lead to that is an important thing, and it will help strengthen your ties to others. Life is so busy and things certainly get in the way for all of us, but I would much rather be that guy who reaches out and takes a chance rather than wondering what if, or thinking maybe I should have done that or made that effort, but now I've missed my chance with that person. And so I want to be like Nate, who wouldn't have let that regret or missed chance even take place. He would have done what he always did, be a good friend. For the younger guys who are here today, please remember what Nate represented. He was excellent in everything he did. Excellence in terms of his academics, athletics, and in his personal life. He embodied everything we want out of our young adults who come up in this program. So if you're here today and you just recently moved on from the program like all the guys from the current class of 21, please use Nate as your model. He truly represents success and what it meant to be a student athlete in every sense. I am so proud to see clusters of guys from different years today. What a turnout from the classes of 17, 19, and 21, as well as my boys who are on the 2010-11 team. But I do have one request of everyone here today. I challenge all of us to stay in touch. I challenge us to make it a point of coming back here and holding this event every year from here on out on the third Saturday in June. I challenge us to make this a yearly tradition where we come together in fellowship and athletic camaraderie and honor the memories of Adam Ward and Nate Williams and celebrate the school, the program, and the game they loved and gave so much to. This team, this brotherhood, means so much to all of us here. And it's why we made the commitment to be here this morning. And it's why we need to keep showing up after today. Finally, today strengthens and solidifies my faith that Nate's legacy will continue. This was one of his final wishes before he passed away. Nate, his family, and his friends did not want people to forget him. and all the wonderful qualities that he possessed or what he stood for as a man. This is why Nate's family and friends started the Nathan Williams Scholarship Fund through Virginia Tech. This scholarship was created in Nate's honor to provide an annual scholarship for a deserving freshman student in need of financial support from within the Architecture and Urban Studies program, the very program that Nate completed during his own time at Tech. This scholarship will ensure that a talented yet underrepresented student has the opportunity to earn a life-changing education just like Nate did. Diversity, inclusivity, and the opportunity to unlock doors through educational pursuits were so important to Nate. And this scholarship makes one of the major ways the scholarship marks one of the major ways that Nate's legacy will continue. If you have not made a donation to this scholarship, please consider pledging even the smallest amount. A simple Google search of the Nathan Williams Scholarship Fund will take you to the GoFundMe page used to support this worthy cause. And I encourage everybody here to pass this information along on social media to all of your family and friends. My final message about Nate this morning is really simple. Everyone should try to be like Nate. He was such a great person. He led a wonderful life despite it being cut short. He was such an important friend for me and for so many others. If you have important people in your life, make sure you find a way to tell them what they mean to you and work to preserve that friendship. It will pay you back tenfold, and it will make you happier and a better person to make that effort. I promise you that. If I was even 1/100th of the friend to Nate that he was to me, I will take comfort in knowing that I've led a decent life in that respect. And while I have many hopes for my own children, I pray that they find a friend like Nate over the course of their lives. I want to thank everyone for being here today, for participating in this special event. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak to you and listening to me tell you what such a wonderful person Nate was. I was lucky to know him and call him my friend. Thank you so much. I'd like to now call up Nate's family to join me at this time. I'd also like to invite Coach O to come up. And on behalf of the Unity Reed High School Boys Lacrosse Booster Club, Coach O will be presenting Nate's family with a check representing all the donations from today's event. Thank you guys so much.
I just have a few things to say before we present that check. I didn't know Nate Williams, but I have coached lacrosse here 9 years at Stonewall Jackson. And I know what kind of young men we graduate from the program in the high school. You see what kind of person they are just by looking around. The men gathered here for the remembrances of both Ward and Nate at this game. I'm glad that he decided to make lacrosse a sport and bring others into it like Rory. It takes a lot of courage to try a sport as technical as lacrosse. Once you're in high school, you do it every year. It seems like you do it every year. It's most often done through the young leadership of people like me. This isn't a Stonewall Jackson Community Lacrosse donation for scholarships named dozens upon dozens of individuals. Individual donations made for a specific purpose to honor his family's memory and the legacy of Nate Williams' life. And a scholarship is an outstanding way to do that. So I'm very proud to be able to present this check of $1,500 to Nate Williams on behalf of the program for the scholarship. Okay, Coach McMahon and I have something else. So, Walt Williams, who teaches here, designed our pennies a few years back. And we had a few in the box. And we decided that we're going to give each one to Harry and Teddy, and they can wear it probably sooner rather than later. Okay, boys, I guess that's it. Let's go have some great fellowships and play a great game of lacrosse. Thank you all for coming.
Number 9, Nick Hogan, class of 2021. Number 4, Trevor LeClaire, class of 2019. Number 17, Colin Mahoney, class of 2019. Number 6, Miles Million, class of 2019. The team captain, Rory Millette, class of 2004. Number 7, Vince Nguyen, class of 2019. Number 24, Justin Orabona, the team coach. Number 21, Nate Platts, class of 2019.
They weren't calling for it till like after 3 o'clock.
Number 99, Cameron Hurrier, class of 2019. Number 3, Charlie Shire, class of 2016. Number 18, Josh Square, class of 2016. Number 14, Kyle Stein, class of 1997.
Probably something you did.
Number 1, Kenny Watts, class of 2009. Number 20, Walt Williams, class of 2004. And number 5, Jacob Williams, class of 2010. And now for Team Ward, number 11, Ricky Abda, class of 2021. Number 12, Hunter Becker, class of 2017. Number 7, Nick Bettiniti, class of 2011. Number 27, Roland Chinquila, class of 2013. Number 13, Brendan Hickey, class of 2018. 2015. Number 9, Brendan Hogan, class of 2017. Number 1, Hunter LeClaire, class of 2017. Number 23, Noah Lovelady, class of 2013. Number 3, Carson Luttrell, class of 2012. Number 14, Nick Mandros, class of 2012. Number 2, Drew Martell, class of 2012. Number 5, Corum McCullough, class of 2019. Number 10, Sean McMahon, class of 2009. Number 18, AJ Neal, class of 2017. Number 19, Robin Reach, class of 2017. Number 17, John Ross, class of 2012. Number 1, the team captain, Nick Shire, class of 2014. Number 15, Ryan Stever, class of 2021. Number 4, Ryan Barilli, class of 2005. And number 6, Simon, class of 2009.